Alright, so in this video we are going to be talking about the camera settings that I use for this big boy camera right here, the Sony a7IV. We are specifically talking about photography settings, so if you want to see my video settings, then make sure you stick around in any way, shape or form that you choose. And to not waste any of your precious time, let's jump straight in. All right, let's get into it. So first we're going to go through the custom buttons on the physical camera for photography, as I've mentioned. So we'll go up here just because you can't really see them. We'll start with C2 and then we'll go to this dial wheel. Let's have a look. So C2 I have set for my focus area. At the moment it's set to center, but that's because I was doing a portrait shoot on this last time I had it out and about. Next is this dial button, and that is my white balance dial. I have it normally locked so it doesn't go and do any funny things, but if for whatever reason anything changes outside, then I just tap it on and we're good to go. Next we're going to go up here, C3, AFMF. Very important. I use it mainly for like astrophotography and that, but it's up there because it's not really something I would use all the time, but I still want it accessible on the fly. Next is this one. It is my crop sensor mode. I'll show you right here. So, okay. So as you can see here, if I press it, we're in crop sensor mode. Very, very important little mode if you just want a bit of extra reach. But that's a video. Ooh, shit. Oops. That's a video for another day. Lastly, C4 touch operation on and off. That's all it is. All it is. It's very useful, very important. Next, we're going to go up into the menu. So my menu one is basically my video menu. So we'll talk about that in another video. And number two is for photography. So here we've got format up the top because it's something that I use quite a lot. Drive mode is there as well. Zebra display, not that I use it much because I don't particularly like having zebra on, but it's there just in case. Creative look is off at the minute because I'm using a picture profile. Interval shooting, if I want to do a time lapse, and mechanical shutter versus electronic or silent is there. Lastly is M3. This is just where I keep all those creative looks and have you not. So that's where I've got my picture profile on at the minute. Face, eye, subject, I can change it between human, animal or bird, and then also the tracking sensitivity I've got set as 3 because I find it the most, let's say, cinematic. Now we're going to go down into here, into the image quality. So we're going to start here. I only ever shoot RAW, so that's what that says. And at the moment, because I'm not on a job or anything, I've just got it as auto switch. So when one SD card fills up, it just goes to the other one. But when you do, get on the job, let's say, you can just turn that off and then you can set where and what gets recorded. Very useful. Next we'll go down into here. That's all for video, and down here to the shutter options. Now I've got my curtain shutter on because, as I mentioned during my unboxing video, I hate having a dirty sensor, so the fact that I have to wait 4 seconds for the thing to pop up is a welcome sacrifice in my life. As I've said, I have it on mechanical shutter and I've got the anti-flicker as off. Next we're going to go down here to image stabilization, and steady shot I've got it on at the minute. Well, I always have it on. And shooting display I've got the grid lines on and the rule of third. Next is ISO. So I have mine set to a maximum of 8000 ISO, and I have that there because of the fact that I know this camera can comfortably shoot up to 12,800 in low light because of other videos I've watched on YouTube, but I have it as 8000 because if I need it up there, I will just set that myself. But that's mainly just because then I can just take pictures and not have to think about anything. Next is exposure compensation. It's not something I ever play with, though in the functions I have got it set there. Now metering mode, I have it set to multi, face priority is on, and center spot point. White balance is on at 5500, as you can see right there, because I find that just to be the sweet spot with everything that I do. And also here we have your creative looks and picture profiles. At the moment I have it on 11, which is S-Cinetone, but if you just turn it off, then it switches to the NT creative look, which I find also as visually pleasing as S-Cinetone. Just a little bit warmer. I think it's a little bit warmer. Next is the Zebra display. I don't particularly like using it. I have got it set in my favorites option, but you know, it's there if you need to be using it. And then there's all your tracking options. Peaking display is something that is worth mentioning. I have that set to on when I have it in manual focus, and I have it set to yellow. Yellow is the most intrusive. It's, you know, very bright, but there's not a lot of yellow out in nature. So when it is in focus, you know it's in focus because the whole screen is effectively yellow. That's just my preference though. What color do you use? I see a lot of people use white, but that's not me, innit? All right, smartphone connect. That's where you can just go and connect your smartphone, which I haven't done yet because I haven't needed to, but it is there. And right here, you can get to customize everything right down to all your little buttons and have you not. So that's down the very, very bottom. You can go through here, adjust your monitor, display quality there. You can set it to high. I've got it set to standard. Find a frame rate. I've got that set to standard as well because it just saves a little bit of extra battery. Like I could have it at high, but then we lose a bit of battery life, and I'm all about having as long as possible battery life. Display options. I've got auto review set to off because it's a digital camera, like I can check that later. And power saving, I've got that set to 1 minute to turn the whole thing off and 10 seconds for the monitor, which is really great until you're actually doing one of these videos and then it's constantly turning off. But you know, for normal real world settings, 10 seconds is perfect. We have 4-channel audio recording, and that's about it really. Anti-dust function, sensor clean. So that's if you want to clean your sensor, it's down there. And that's it really. So let's switch back to face-to-face and we will wrap this video up. All right, we have come to the end of the video with my photography settings for the a7IV. I really hope you got some use out of it. If you did, let me know down here with a comment or a like, because it is a massive help to my channel. And if you want to see more content like this with the a7IV, then why not consider subscribing and all that good stuff so that you can find out exactly what settings to be using when you do eventually get your hands on this camera, because I know that North America is going to be waiting a little bit while longer, which I apologize for. It's not often that Australia gets things first, but we did, so I'm going to capitalize on that. Okay, again, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.